And as Graham finishes chewing on something. Okay. He's having his soul swallowed. All right. Good evening, folks. This is Dr. Freedom, and this is the Omega Files. And tonight we decided to have a little sit down and do something like we did last year, only this is Series 2 of Ash versus Evil Dead. All right. Joining me tonight, let's get quick intros. Let's start with AJ.
Hey, guys. How are you going?
All right. Jason.
Hello, guys. Doing better.
The dual team of Alex and Susan.
Evening, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Graham.
Ruby.
Beefhead.
If you don't know who I am, where the fucking hell you been?
And Texas Tim.
Howdy.
Okay, so once again, we've dropped into the universe of Ash, and oh my goodness, was this a hell of a roller coaster ride. 10 episodes of just pure, complete, utter madness, death, destruction, and puppets. All righty. Heck, let's start off with, I'll go totally freaking random. Let's start with Beefhead tonight.
When I first watched the series, I really enjoyed it, and I do still watch it. It's very entertaining on the format that it is, which is half-hour episodes. The only thing I did get on the rewatching this, that it is quite thinly stretched, and there's a little bits of it that I do feel go on far too long. The business with the possession of the car, the delusion episode, it goes. That one I do like more. The two-part in the mental asylum where they're trying to break psychologically Ash, I do like that, but it is a little bit stretched out too long. And your end resolution where they go back to the cabin is a little bit more reticent of how last year ended up. There's fantastic cameos in this. There's no doubt about it that the cameos in this are brilliant, and there are flashes of things that made the first series really great. But overall, I think the story and the story arc of the first season was better. This was good. I hope that maybe we can get something more next season. We'll probably get into it. But that's my initial thoughts. It was good, but not as good as the first season.
Okay, Texas Tim.
Well, I didn't hear all of what you said, but I disagree with that. I thought it was just as good as last year. It was more of the same. It was just as entertaining. Like I said last year, what I like the most about it is not even a strict horror show. It's more of a comedy. And it's really over the top, almost slapstick. And it's got a really good cast. And it's a lot of fun for 30 minutes. I just wish there were more episodes of the series.
Same here. I really love this series. I love binge watching this one. Okay. Next up, let's go to Graham.
What can you say? Fantastic, bonkers, off-the-wall bloody TV show. Like Tim said, Texas, it's more comedy than horror. With regards to Beefhead, I can kind of see some of these points. Not so much that it's stretched out or the resolution was a bit weak. It's just the fact that, yeah, when it came to the finale, okay, you ended up back at the cabin again, and you had the whole time travel element. But that doesn't, that doesn't detract for the enjoyment of the season for me. So all in all, I enjoyed it, and roll on season 3, and now we have a blonde Lucy Lawless. Go figure.
Yes, blonde Ruby. All right, Jason, you go up next.
This season was just getting more insane. But I would recommend not to eat popcorn on episode 2, but definitely seeing some return characters. Great to see that. Definitely enjoyed the cameo. Not sure there's any favorite episode for me on this one. Definitely enjoyed the puppet part. So each episode was definitely pretty great. Funny as always. Definitely enjoyed the series.
All right, AJ.
Yeah, I agree with most of the guys. I like this season. It was a good season. There were trouble behind the scenes where they had the showrunners having arguments and whatnot, and I think one left sort of during halfway. So
Yeah,
it had a feeling of half the season was good, and then it got slow towards the end of the season. I think that was the contributing factor to it. But it was a really entertaining season, though. a lot of what you saw in the movies sort of brought back, you know, blood, guts, and comedy. So bring on more.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but just to add a wee ad-lib in there to AJ's point, that was an argument between Rob Tarbert and the guy Greg something or other, and that the latter fella ended up leaving, which would explain the somewhat wee bit of rehash when it came to the finale, because it had to be totally rewritten.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, why? Who left?
Greg something. What was the guy's name?
Nicotaro?
That's the one. He left. Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, because he's over Walking Dead now. I didn't know he was working both. Oh,
yeah. So basically, next season it's going to be exclusively Rob Tarbert. So we'll see what happens in season 3.
Oh, okay. All right, and in whichever order you guys choose to pick, let's go to Alex and Susan.
Yeah, I really enjoyed season 2. It's good to see Bruce Campbell getting work. I've always enjoyed his parts, whatever TV show or movie he's in, especially TV shows. Yeah, it was funny. It's a little gross, but that's horror. It's based on the Evil Dead series. I enjoyed almost all the cast and the appearances by Lee Majors, and I also enjoyed the music. And I did enjoy the time travel, but they admitted that they were they were beating an old horse with the time travel, but it was still fun. And it's a good show, and I hope it goes on for many years.
And I will reiterate what Alex said. It was a great show. I liked the Ashy Slashy puppet part, and I liked the possessed car bit, and I liked the bit in the basement where everything that he said became evident on her, on the old lady who was down there. And I think her name was Merle or something. Anyway, Henrietta. Anyway, she was from one of the earlier movies and ended up down in the basement. Anyway, it was really, really cool. His team of Pablo and I can't remember her
Kelly.
name. What?
Kelly.
And Kelly, yeah, those guys rocked, and they really went to bat for Ash. I mean, they stuck up for him, and Pablo took a total hit for him getting ripped in half. So that was intense. Anyway, yeah, I like it.
Yeah, because I remember that bit. They actually had us all pretty much convinced that they were really pushing that Pablo bought the farm point for a while.
Yeah, I mean, fair play to them. For like 2 days after that episode 9 aired, you thought Ray Santiago was done. And they were even playing it up on social media. So fair play for, keeping the fans in suspense.
I thought for sure we lost our powerful vagina.
That quote.
You mean Kelly's powerful vagina? Yeah.
That was so cool, actually. You know, what an empowering statement about a vagina. It wasn't sexist at all. It was great.
Damn sight better than Terror de Vervoids.
Careful with your vervoid.
And, of course, the other powerful vagina was Henrietta's sucking up Ash's boot. All right. All right, let's start with the top of the list. Okay, what I have right now. All right. It was really, really cool, to see Lee Majors back in a role, especially as Ash's father. You know, it's like you couldn't have picked better casting if you tried. All right, anybody, hop on that.
Well, of course, he's very well known. He's been around for years, and he was the perfect choice. To be honest, he you could tell he was underplaying it a bit. He wasn't, in a show this silly. I'm pretty sure it's hard for any guest actor to not go over the top. You know what I mean? As far as their acting chops go, and he did a really good job. I was surprised that they got rid of him that quick after like 3 episodes. But I mean, he does make a return later in the series, but as a spirit or something, but he did a very good job. And of course they did, when they killed him, they really killed him.
That's it. It was that I did like. They made all this big hoo-ha that he's going to be appearing, and you expect him to be there for the whole thing, and literally they sort of in
episode 4,
completely dispatch him. I like how they made how he dressed an echo of how Ash looks, and he has the same sort of crude, completely lacking in tact. They even gave him a sort of Star Wars send-off to a certain degree, that he had some strange earth-shattering information that was going to change his whole perspective on reality, and he ends up as like a Force ghost by the end of it.
Chainsaw Ash. Yeah.
I concur with Tim. Underplay, overplay, take it for 6 of one, half a dozen. But for me, it was the scene on the mechanical bull in the bar. Like, what's your butt cheeks, son? You're like, okay, it's a $6 million man. You better listen to him. Yeah.
They even did do the better, stronger, faster, better than it was before gag as well. You can't help it. Majors.
I like how he kept on hitting on Ash's girlfriends when he was growing up too. He just destroying his childhood.
I'm Brock Majors, call me cock. Yeah,
Yeah, popping Viagra like their vitamins. Yeah.
Oh God.
Okay, and of course we had Ted Raimi pop up as Ash's buddy, which was a nice throwback to the original movies. Because he was involved in all of them.
You know what? Ted Raimi does get a wee bit of flack based on certain characters that he plays, but he was good in this. He really was. He wasn't just Chet in this. He also popped up as the dead Henrietta, the one that Ash was sucking the teat on. That was Ted Raimi. He was also the voice of Ashley Slashy, so he had a lot to do this season. So props for Ted.
Yeah, because what was fitting, because he played the original zombified Henrietta back in the original movies.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool.
And bless him, that drunk driving angel.
And by the way, has anybody tried some pig fuck?
That's right. I had to mention the pink drink. That's right.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I was referring to, Alex. Yeah.
As much as the Delta is the iconic car as well, if you had to give Chet a car, they had to give him a Gremlin as well. I did like that as well. Yeah, I'm surprised they could get one to actually go. But yeah, that's it. He played it purely for laughs. Didn't take himself too seriously. Arrested for drink driving and trying to proposition a prostitute again. Yeah. How are you feeling? I'm feeling itchy too. Yeah. He does. He does the whole thing for laughs, and he's solid, to be honest with you. I do like that. You get the idea that there is a childhood friend, that they do sort of have a strange relationship, but they are really good friends. That does come across, which obviously does translate to the screen so well. So that's good. I mean, he's solid.
You can't really grumble. I mean, when you get two people like that who are so close, I mean, you will struggle to find a Bruce Campbell project that Ted Raimi's not involved in.
Yeah, well, the scary part is, though, I think Ted's the only one who's been in as many Sam movies as the car.
There you go. Yeah. Well, that's his brother. So.
Yeah, because he pops up in every single movie Sam's ever done, going all the way back. So,
How are you, Ivan? Yeah.
Plus the fact that they did seem to be doing some takes on other '80s movies in this series, because you had the car getting possessed, which kind of reminded you, of course, the car, Christine. And all that stuff. Then you got Ash walking to the asylum, and then he does the nice little Freddy wall noise with the chainsaw. It sounded like the pipe scraping noise. It's and plus it was kind of like a throwback to slasher movies.
Well, they also showed up in the other TV series like Hercules, The Legendary of Hercules.
Yeah.
The Xena and Hercules thing. Yeah.
Autolycus. Yeah, I remember him.
King of Thieves. Yeah.
They made much more use of Lucy Lawless this series than they did in the first series. Remember, she was just kind of peppered through it. I mean, she was barely in it until about episode 5, I think, last year. And this one, she had a much bigger role. I wonder if that was just because she was a late addition to the first series or something, and they wrote her in or something. I don't know.
Well, now that the husband's the exclusive showrunner for season 3, who knows? Oh,
Plus,
Tabba.
bonding with just about everybody, especially Dana DiLorenzo's character.
Oh, Jesus.
Kelly.
Kelly.
Yeah. Dana DiLorenzo is, excuse my language here, she's fucking awesome. Fucking awesome.
That's the one good thing. I think one of the best things they did this season is they've developed her character so much. To be honest with you, she's on a par with Ash without obviously as much sort of without the slapstick, but she's equally bad.
Mm-hmm.
She's his number one backup in a way, because she's always there to do the work when he's doing the work on the other side. You know what I mean? Like, she's always got his back. You would say the same thing about Pablo, but this year, he had his possession, and then his eventual death in episode 8. So it was just like, he wasn't. It allowed her character to step up and do a lot more.
Mm.
She's as much as a sort of emotion and conscience as well. To be honest with you, when trying to explain about how her daughter isn't dead, and she tries to be a consoling aspect to it. There is a really good character development that I think that you didn't have with her in the first season. Now she is fully rounded, and you can just let her run. To be honest with you, for the pure fact that when she splits off and goes off with
Ruby,
Ruby, that's it. You think, she's going to be all right. She's going to come out of this fine.
Are we encountered with a tree notwithstanding? Yeah.
And encounters with trees and Evil Dead, like she said, it can be worse.
Just ask Cheryl. It was
black. Exactly. Didn't you get tree banged to death back? That was another kick-ass cameo, was the fact they got Ellen Sandweiss to come back and reprise her role as Cheryl. Even wearing the same type of clothes, if I remember right, that she wore in the original movie. I thought that was a pretty kick-ass cameo right there.
I know it's been 35 years, but can you come back and put the same clothes you done back in 1981? Really? Yeah.
I don't know if they're the same ones, but I think they're just remodeled, so to speak.
As close as you could get to. Yeah.
Well, she looked the same. She didn't really gain 35 years of weight or anything. You know what I mean? It wasn't like one of those situations where, in other words, she was recognizable as the character she played 30 years ago.
Yep.
But then we were introduced to our new character.
She's
brilliant.
Yeah, you know what? Absolutely fantastic. Funko Pops getting so galore, and superbly voiced by Ted Raimi.
I didn't catch, what you guys said about them having a rift and one other person taking over the show for them. I didn't see it slow down at all. I thought it was on quite the roll, and that was one of the later episodes, wasn't it?
The only one, sorry, Tim. The only episode that really affected was the finale. That got completely rewritten. Apparently, what they wanted originally was to have scenes of young Ash and young Linda entering the cabin, and like the whole old Ash helps young Ash thing, and there was a clash. There was a lot of conflict, and I got completely rewritten. The Talbot's way of thinking rather than the Greg fella. So.
Well, I didn't find the last episode an unsatisfying end to the series. So
neither did I, but that was the one that was completely scrapped and retooled because of this supposed conflict.
Plus, another thing I like was the fact they cleared up all that rights issues with the studio, so now they were showing stuff this season that came from Army of Darkness.
Yeah, even the time travel element. So.
That was brilliant. Hey, this is the 80s.
If people want to nitpick, and of course the internet's available, and they probably rightly will, they'll say, well, how did they get back to the present day after the cabin burned up? And if the cabin burned up, how did they read the books, or how is the series even going on right now? Shut the fuck up. Enjoy it for what it is. Thank you.
Maybe we'll find out next year.
Yeah, exactly.
Wasn't Pablo still one with the book, though, technically? So he could have got them back?
When he emerges, he has still got the tattoos from the ashes of the cabin. I mean, what I did like when you've got the parade for him at the end. If you notice, the little kid that's dressed up at the front is medieval dead Ash. To be honest with you, with the torn shirt on as well. So you have nice harkbacks to that.
Yeah, and as I say, you've even got the fucking the Star Wars reference with the three ghosts, with Brock,
the sister, the dad,
and who's the other one?
The sister as well, Cheryl.
Cheryl, yeah. So, you're getting hot batch to Jedi as well. So, yeah. So, there you go.
Not to mention, Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say the puppet is very good comic relief. Yeah, put it in the idea of that where he sort of like it's in the idea of the therapy, and show me on the puppet where he touched you, and he's just equally crass, crude, shoving people's face in piss.
You know what? I agree with Beef. The puppet was phenomenal with Bruce Campbell, but the puppet excelled in the second episode with Dana De Lorenzo, and she's fighting weight in the cell, and she falls into the bedpan for her piss. I was laughing my ass off in that, man. Absolutely. Obviously, it was lemonade, but you know.
Well, that was really gross.
That was the point.
Yeah. Well, the other really gross thing was when he got his head stuck up the ass.
Yeah.
Great point, Sue. Yeah. The thing that slayed me about that episode was you're in this morgue, and it's not just the fact that, you know, he's fighting with his corpse and it ends up the rectum. It's the fact that, oh my God, there's an erect penis lying on that slab. How can he be dead? There you go. Exactly. Yeah, up the poopy. Yeah.
I'm up the butt.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I would definitely say this season they upped the gore factor, and they upped the that's it. The piss and poo gags.
Just to clarify, that was one of the major conflicts between both showrunners, whereby Rob Tarbert wanted more Evil Dead-esque elements, and you had the other fellow who wanted stuff like this, like the piss, the poop, to make it more comedic. So I don't know if that means come season 3 it's going to be a tad more serious with less comedy or no. Time will tell on that.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say I would hope not. I think it's perfect the way it is. It's not
I agree with you, Tim. I agree with you. Yeah.
They do have the occasional dramatic note too that they'll throw in, and like you'll get the feels because you thought Pablo was dead or whatever. So it's that kind of thing. But more often than not, it's just over the top hilarity, which is brilliant. I love that.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think Rob Tarbert is for scrapping everything to do with the comedy element there, but I think he wants it a wee bit more serious than the other guy's vision was. So, like less fetus and piss and fecal matter jokes or whatever. But time will tell how he runs season 3.
How's that going to roll? Considering he's now in a fantasy world where he's king of the town that he grew up in, and everyone loves it.
You might find out that Blonde Ruby has something to do with it.
They might just start the next series in a different place, though. You never know. They might just explain later how they got back to the present day, if that's what they did. We don't know. I mean, I would point out also one great thing is the selection of the songs that they use. More often than not, comment on exactly what you've just seen. It's brilliant the way they end the show with a particular song, and then you'll be like, oh, that's perfect.
That's great. You've had 20 episodes of this thing so far, and the soundtrack that they always play it on is always, it totally fits to what you've just watched. Tim's got a point there. Absolutely fantastic.
You can almost taste the angel dust.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, yeah, so a fun season. Go ahead, Alex.
Well, I mean, isn't that what the fans want? I mean, the fans not only of the movies, but now of the TV show, that you want the sort of, you want just like the video that we showed a little while back of the movies. You want horror, you want comedy, you want people fighting the evil, whatever it is, and themselves and things like that. I mean, that's exactly what the story's about. I mean, yeah, it grosses me out, but then again, I'm watching it because I like Bruce Campbell, not because I like the original movies. But I mean, it's still good, and even my younger brothers, love all that Chud and Gremlins and Ghoulies and all that stuff, that style.
Can I just bring up the one flew over the cuckoo's nest episode in the asylum? The one thing we've not brought up was what's-his-face playing Ball, or as Bruce called him, Bill. Just to totally rip the piss. Who is he, Sue? He played somebody in Xena, I believe.
I don't know.
He was very good. I've seen him in a couple of things. I don't remember. He was very good.
He reminds me as a very sort of Brad Dourif type.
Exactly. There you go.
That's who he tended to remind me of. That sort of that sort of guy, to be honest with you. He had great presence and sort of did come across as evil, to be honest with you. But yeah. And like Graham said, the One Flew Over the Cuckoo's episode, that was probably, if I had to pick one, that was my favourite one of all the season.
Well, I mean, wasn't he also in there, even though he was very young in the movie?
Joel Tobick.
There you go, Joel Tobick. Okay,
and then you also have the Chucky movies, which is a little bit like.
There you go. Okay, right. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I think he's for Australia or New Zealand.
That isn't Rick Springfield?
No, that's Joel Tobick.
Yeah.
Rick Springfield appeared in Supernatural this year.
Sorry.
But
yeah, for an antagonist, he was pretty good. Considering he didn't technically show up till halfway through the season, he was like the second half villain.
Yeah.
So they sprinkled that quite nice.
Born in New Zealand, he was also in Young Hercules, 30 Days of Night, a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, I knew he was in the Hercules or Xena stuff because obviously all them are connected. So
Oh, he played Donnie in Sons of Anarchy. That's where I remember him.
There you go. Okay.
The only one thing I didn't like about Bol was the only thing that could kill him was his own fingernail.
I don't know so much if that was a cop out or if that was just something that they used to.
They had to end it somehow. Come on.
Yeah.
No, I agree, but like you could say, it's like saying the only way to kill Wolverine is to slice him in half with his own claws. I mean, it's a real joke in a way.
It's really style over substance, really, because it was a brilliant thing that he still continued to inhabit Pablo's body. We didn't see that coming. We thought that he was, Ash was going to somehow restore Pablo. But he restored Pablo with the bad guy still within him, right? So
that was quite good. It was Bao that inhabited Pablo to tell him to go back in time, and and for only 2 episodes left, to cram that much in, that was quite good.
Very good, unexpected. That's the thing. It keeps you guessing, even though it's not meant to be taken seriously. It just you want to see what happens next week.
So. Question with regards to Ruby. Is there a reason present day Ruby get killed off in favour of Bond Ruby, or does Lucy Lawless just not want to dye her hair anymore?
Maybe they wanted to go back to evil Ruby.
Yeah, like past wiping out the future to give a new future sort of thing.
I was just curious because technically it's the same body person, so is it a case that she doesn't want to dye her hair anymore or what? I mean,
maybe the whole plot with her kids in the book and all that stuff is done now. So maybe they want to try move on to a different thing.
Yeah, but she's still in it. I mean,
no, that's what I mean. She's still in it, but I mean, it's like an earlier version, isn't it? Or something.
Yeah. And the version that you were getting, the redhead version, she had lost her immortality anyway. So there had to be a finite point at which she could die. And
no, that's fine. I get that. Yeah,
I think you need to have with a lot of good stories, you have to have, we're not so different, you and I. You have to have the opposite number that's very similar, but the evil opposite, the evil twin type aspect. So I suppose that's what it is. You're making her immortal, so you're making her a bit more. A bit more potential, I suppose, than just having.
So I get it. You basically switched her, so she's immortal again. Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Otherwise, I think you're going into like a show like Reaper, where you're just having whatever's escaped from hell this week. It doesn't. Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Okay, he was in all of them back then, Joel Tobick. He was in Young Hercules, Cleopatra 2525, Xena Warrior Princess, and Hercules: The Legendary Journey. So he's been.
I think it was one of the gods or something.
He was Strife and Deimos. So, he's been around there for a while. He's from New Zealand. Okay, so interesting season, interesting series. Any other favorite parts anyone want to throw out?
The ending of the last episode where they find the book in the ground and someone's like, "Oh, what's this?" and picks it up and we don't see who it is.
Jumanji.
Yeah,
Jumanji throwback. Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
that was after the credits as well.
Yeah. A Jumanji throwback to '95. Yeah.
It is interesting if they're going to follow the original plan, because back before they decided to go with the TV series, they were going to conjoin the original Evil Dead movies with the remake.
Mm-hmm.
So you were going to have
Yeah.
So they're going to conjoin those two universes. So I'm wondering if they might eventually go down that route.
Well, they did have Ash at the end of that movie going groovy.
Yeah.
I think they're wise to go with the series, because I think the series is better. At the end of the day, you get basically a 5-hour movie at the end of the run, and it's more entertaining because you have to wait each week between episodes, so they can throw stuff out. Yeah, and it's a lot more fun that way. It's like a serial. I mean, like, so you can't wait to see what happens next, and that's better. If they were just to put out a 2-hour movie every year or two, it's kind of old hat.
I was going to say, I still like the way every episode you have, in essence, like a sort of prologue. You have the waiting for the big blood splash that sort of takes you and grab it as well.
That's brilliant. The blood splash.
Yeah, the thing I liked about this season as well was when you get back to season 1, the whole 10 episodes basically takes place in 3-4 days tops.
Yeah.
This one, you didn't have a total grasp or concept of time because you had the 2 episodes in the asylum and all the rest of it, so it wasn't as if it was condensed into 2 or 3 days. No, that's a bad thing, but it just makes you aware of the fact that God knows how much time has elapsed, which is, it keeps an element of mystery about it.
Sure. Well, one thing I want to say, though, is how the hell creepy is Ash's house on the inside, like peeling wallpaper? It looks like the mansion from the first Resident Evil movie. The first game. It's just...
Oh, yeah, the mansion. Yeah. I want to know, though, what was Chet the Sheriff up to when they were getting freaky deaky back in the day? You know?
Oh, God, I don't know. I don't want to know. Especially it being Chet.
Yeah. Poor Chet, man. Last Christmas I gave you my heart and I ripped it out. There you go. Sorry, George Michael fans.
Oh.
Too soon?
One thing I wanted to quickly just touch on, though, is that you can't get away from this thing is the comic timing of Bruce Campbell.
Fuck yeah.
It is spot on. I mean, if you look at every episode, and it is like it is a trope type thing, but every episode he gets hit in the face or hit around the head in some variety, even when this is like throwing a set of keys and it just hits him in the face. Mm-hmm. And there's little touches that I do like, but where they have ramped up the gore and everything like that. There's the bit with the headless body when they're in the prison, not the prison, sorry, in the police station, and it's there, and it's sort of like they keep that joke going just that fraction too long, where it becomes awkward for everyone else, and you sort of see them sort of like look and go, really? When are you going to finish? And he's there still like 3/4 of the way hacking a body literally in half with a chainsaw, and he's still like full into it, but they're just like, come on, are you done yet? And it is. There's little flashes like that. The timing is very, very excellent. So
he gets his hand back for about 5 minutes and immediately.
I didn't even have a beer. Yeah. Just to pick beef up on this point now, especially the episode when he's going through the morgue and he's chopping up all these bodies trying to fund the book, and he ends up walking out of this thing and it's bulging out, and he's like, oh shit.
Yeah, they keep the joke going like a little bit too long in some cases because it makes it awkward, but the payoff on it is very good.
Only Bruce Campbell would get away with something like that. If it was anybody else, you'd be like, move it along, But he keeps it entertaining for the audience, which is absolutely sublime.
One thing I liked was those little creatures that were towards the end of the season. I think they were like the mini Ashes from Evil Dead 2. It was like, fuck you, Ash,
yeah, fuck you, Ash, fuck you.
All your darkness.
Yeah. Oh, God. Was that the thing he spat out in the kitchen? Yeah.
It looks like a mini cat dog thing.
Yeah.
They also did take little aspects of jokes that they made last year and built on it. So where you expected to sort of like, right, who's going to get, Pablo, you're getting the first round of margaritas. It's sort of like, it's because I'm Mexican, right? No. So what you expected was the humour of the casual racism and everything like that, because it's just he's a pig at the end of the day. Ash is a pig, and chauvinistic. It's everything that social justice warriors on the internet hate. Those jokes are done. So when he turns around and says something to Chet about him being white, he goes, Pablo, that's racist. It's all like, That's very well done. I mean, to clarify what I did say at the start of the thing is, I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it. It's just a couple of things stretched on a bit longer than I feel they needed to. Yeah.
But see, I would argue that the threat of the baddie was therefore drawn out long enough to where it paid off better at the end.
I know. It was just my feeling that, like, say, the asylum stuff probably could have shrunk into one episode, and the car and the possessed car thing ran over 2 episodes. A lot of the first episode was taken up with the kids that stole the car and then were all being killed off and everything like that. That went on for me a bit too long because I want to see Ash and his crew and everything like that, rather than the Delta just on its own, killing teenagers.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a nice idea. I happened back to Christine, but maybe if you docked about fucking 5-10 minutes off it, that's a good point.
Is that the case if you watch it all at once, or if you watch it once a week? I don't know.
Good point, Tim. Yeah, good point.
I only watched it as it happened, and to me, it was just I couldn't wait to see the next one.
I guess if you binged it, it wouldn't be so evident. If it was once a week, then yeah.
I thought that's the point Tim was making, though, is that if you did binge it, then that would be the slow parts where you were like couldn't wait to get to the next episode. Or something. I don't know. It's either way, I suppose.
Yeah. True.
It's how you find it. It's that's just individual. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, we've gone around about it. We've talked about it. Let's go ahead and we're going to rate this series and then put it to bed. All right. Let's start with AJ. Out of 10, how do you rate Series 2 of Ash vs. Evil Dead?
I will give it an 8 out of 10. It was awesome.
All right. Jason?
I'm going to give this a 10 out of 10 because it's just even more insane. Definitely a great series.
Okay. Graham?
I'm going to give it a whopping 8.5, and I want an Ashy Slashy puppet for my birthday. Do it, mother. Yeah.
Beefhead?
I'm going to agree with AJ. I would say an 8. It didn't score as highly because there were some sort of like jumbly bits to it, that we've, this is production thing obviously that you get, and there was a few bits that stretched out, but it's still very solid. They built on what they did last year. I think maybe, that it's going to pull back, I think, in the 3rd season, I think, and, it was good. I did prefer the 1st season, but that's just me.
All right, Texas Tim?
I'm with Jason on this one. I'm going to give it a 10. This is my favorite thing to watch when it's on. So for those 10 weeks that it's on, I can't wait for the next one. I love it.
Okay, Alex?
I'm going to give it 8.8. There's only like 2 minor things I had a problem with, but nothing big. It's a question of style. And like I said, Bruce Campbell's very good, and they did have a wonderful cast, so that increased the score for me. I think Susan probably give it a 9. She's not available right this second, but I think she'd give it a 9.
Okay, I'll give it about a 9 myself. I really enjoy this series every time it's on. Plus, it's a nice throwback to the good old days with the original movies. So, plus the fact I love just about every damn thing Sam Raimi's done. So, it's just nice that he's getting to go back to the cabin, so to speak.
Except Spider-Man 3. Yeah.
Yeah, Spider-Man 3 had a lot of faults.
Spider-Man 3 was probably the exception, but I can't blame him for that. So
that was the studio.
Yeah, that was the studio. They wouldn't give him script approval. Okay, well, folks, I have no idea what we're doing next time or even when. So we'll figure that out soon. So until then, everybody, relax. Don't do it when you want to go to it.
Drink a beer.
Hey, why not? We're doing all these other 80s song references. What the hell?
Yeah.
Keep them buttocks tight. Crush a walnut.